I died, choking on my own blood. The metallic tang flooding my mouth as the brakes failed and my beat-up Chevy slammed into the guardrail at 60 miles an hour. The twisted metal of the highway median my final view of this godforsaken world. Betrayed by the two people I trusted most, my best friend since high school and the man I thought was my soulmate. They'd rigged the lines, whispered the sabotage to make it look like my own drunken stupidity, all to bury the secret we'd uncovered together. Millions siphoned from the dealership's books. A scam that could land them in federal prison for decades. And now, as my eyes snapped open to the sterile hum of my alarm clock in the cramped apartment above the used car lot office, 3 months before that fatal drive, I'm back. Heart pounding like a war drum, ready to make them pay in ways that'll haunt their every goddamn reflection. The first breath I took in this second chance tasted like stale coffee and regret, the kind that lingers after a bender you swear you'll never repeat. It was a Tuesday morning in late spring, the kind of sticky heat that clings to your skin in Milford, Ohio, small-town America where everyone knows your business but pretends they don't. I was Taylor Hayes, 28, top sales rep at Milford Motors, the sprawling used car lot on Route 23 that peddled dreams to folks scraping by on factory wages. My reflection in the cracked bathroom mirror stared back, wide-eyed and disheveled, the same freckles across my nose, the same auburn hair tied in a hasty ponytail. But inside, I was a ghost with a vendetta, memories of the crash replaying like a bad loop, sirens wailing, Jake's voice on the phone hours before, slurring, "Babe, just drive safe," while he and Lena plotted in the shadows. I splashed water on my face, the cold shock grounding me. This wasn't some fever dream. The calendar on the wall confirmed it, May 15th. The day after Lena's surprise birthday lunch where she'd slipped me that anonymous tip about the dealership's shady accounting. In my first life, that tip had been our golden ticket, or so I thought. We'd dug in together, me, Lena Cartwright, my ride-or-die from cheerleading days, and Jake Harlan, the charming mechanic with grease under his nails and lies in his smile. We'd found the discrepancies, inflated odometers, ghost sales funneled to offshore accounts by the owner, Mr. Harlan, Jake's own father, the silver-tongued bastard who'd built this lot on the backs of desperate buyers. Exposing it would have made us heroes, or at least rich whistleblowers. Instead, they turned on me, planted evidence in my locker, fake receipts, a burner phone with calls to a shady accountant, framed me as the mastermind. Lena testified, her eyes cold as she whispered perjury from the stand. Jake? He held my hand in the hospital after a mysterious poisoning attempt, only to tamper with my car later. My death was ruled an accident, their scam buried deeper than my shallow grave. But not this time. I dressed in my usual armor, fitted blazer over a white blouse, pencil skirt hugging my hips, heels that clicked like warning shots on the linoleum stairs down to the lot. The air outside hit me like a wet slap, diesel fumes mixed with fresh-cut grass from the median strip. Rows of sedans and trucks gleamed under the sun, price tags flapping like surrender flags. Milford Motors wasn't just a job, it was my blood, my hustle. I'd clawed my way up from lot girl to closing deals on Suburbans for soccer moms and F-150s for good old boys. Commission checks padding my escape fund for something bigger than this Rust Belt trap. Now, that fund would fuel my revenge. First stop, the office. A double-wide trailer masquerading as corporate HQ. Lena was there, perched on the edge of my desk like she owned it, her blonde bob perfect, yoga pants screaming, "I'm better than this place." She was 27. All Pilates and Pinterest dreams. But beneath that girl next door facade lurked a serpent who'd sell her own kidney for a Birkin bag. Tay, you're late. Chica. Jake's got that Impala detailed, primed bait for the lunch rush. Her laugh tinkled like breaking glass, and I fought the urge to wrap my hands around her throat right then.
Traffic, I lied,
forcing a grin that didn't reach my eyes. In this timeline, I had to play the part. Loyal bestie, oblivious girlfriend. Jake emerged from the garage bay, wiping his hands on a rag, his broad shoulders filling the doorway, that dimpled smile hitting me like a gut punch. 6'2" of Midwestern muscle, tattoos peeking from his rolled sleeves, eagles and anchors from his aborted Navy stint. We'd met 2 years back when he fixed my tire for free, sparks flying over spark plugs. Or so the story went. Morning. Beautiful, he drawled, pulling me into a hug that smelled of motor oil and betrayal. His lips brushed my temple, and bile rose in my throat. Last life. That same mouth had murmured condolences at my funeral, eyes dry as the Sahara. I pulled back, scanning the lot. Business as usual. Old man Wilkins haggling over a Civic, the finance guy chain-smoking by the fence. But I knew the rot underneath, the Harlan family's empire built on odometer fraud, kickbacks from lenders, vehicles certified with doctored histories. We'd uncovered it piecemeal, Lena spotting the offshore wires during a late-night audit I'd roped her into. Me cross-referencing Vince that didn't match. Jake had access to the service logs, confirming the tampering. Our plan? Anonymous tip to the feds. Split the reward. Instead, they chose greed. Framed me. Let me take the fall in a civil suit that drained my savings, then helped me spiral into despair. The poisoning antifreeze in my coffee left me hospitalized, ranting about conspiracies. They painted me unstable. The car? Brakes cut clean. Accelerator rigged to stick.
Clean kill. Today?
I started small. Hey, Lena, remember that accountant tip from last week? I pulled the files. Looks like Harmon's in deep. I dropped it casual, watching her flinch. Just a micro-twitch in her Botox-smooth forehead. What files? She chirped.
Too quick.
Jake's arm tensed around my waist. Bait taken. The morning blurred into the grind, qualifying leads, spinning yarns about low miles. One owner, on cars with more skeletons than a boneyard. I closed a deal on a silver Accord to a harried nurse named Maria. Her eyes lighting up at the steal price, 20 grand off book value. Thanks to the fraud. Guilt twisted in me. These folks deserved better. By noon, sweat beaded my neck. The lot a sauna of exhaust and desperation. Lunch was the usual. Drive-through tacos with Jake in his truck, his hand on my thigh like ownership. You okay?
Tay?
Seem off. His blue eyes probed, and I wondered how many times he'd rehearsed that concern. Just the heat, I murmured, memorizing the calluses on his palm, the same hands that had wielded the wire cutters. We ate in silence, radio droning country twang about lost love. If only he knew. After, I slipped into the office alone, booting up the ancient Dell. Password, Harlan Sr. 1972. Jake's birthday flipped. Child's play. I dove into the QuickBooks backups. Heart racing. There, transfers to Cayman shells, disguised as vendor rebates. Dates matched our old findings. I snapped photos with my phone, encrypted them to a burner email. Step 1. Evidence hoard. Afternoon brought the first test. A couple rolled up in a Prius, eyeing a Mustang GT, midlife crisis bait. Lena swooped in, all smiles and stats. But I intercepted, voice honeyed steel. Folks, that's a sweet ride. But let's talk mileage. Independent Verify says 85K, not the 60 on the sticker. Their eyes widened. Lena shot me a glare that could curdle milk. Taylor, the cert's solid. I smiled wider. Always good to double-check. Builds trust. They walked with the Mustang, but at full disclosure price, thousands more for the Harlans. Lena cornered me later in the break room, microwave humming with her lean cuisine. What the hell? You're tanking sales. Just being honest.
Len.
Isn't that our thing? I sip my water, watching her squirm. She was good, recovered fast. Flipping to giggles. You're such a straight arrow. Jake says you're stressing over rent.
Probe 1, rent.
In the first life, they'd helped by co-signing a loan that buried me in debt. This time, I'd flip it. Evening shift wound down with the sunset, painting the lot in bloody oranges. Shadows stretching like accusations. Jake locked the gate. His Ford F-250 idling. Dinner at my place? Dad's out of town. Mr. Harlan Vernon, the patriarch. Silver fox with a ledger full of sins. Tempting.
But no.
Rain check. Headache. He kissed me goodbye. Lingering. And I let him, filing away the taste of mint gum over deceit. Back in my apartment, peeling wallpaper, view of the lot's floodlights, I poured a bourbon neat, the burn steadying my nerves. Laptop open. I mapped it. Phase 1. Sabotage their sabotage. Leak minor discrepancies to the local paper anonymously. Odometer tweaks on 3 cars. Enough to spook buyers. Dent revenue. Phase 2. Turn Lena. She'd crack first. Greed made her sloppy. Phase 3. Jake. Break his heart before his hands got dirty. Vernon, the big fish.
Reel him in last.
Sleep came fitful. Dreams of twisted wreckage morphing into boardroom betrayals. Morning 2 dawned with rain sluicing the windows, turning the lot to mud. I descended, umbrella in tow, to find Lena on the phone. Voice hushed. Yeah? She's nosy again. We'll handle it.
Click.
My blood iced. Already? No, in this life. The tip was fresh. They were circling. I played dumb, brewing coffee for the crew. Jake arrived soaked, shaking like a labradoodle, pulling me into a damp embrace. Missed you last night.
Lies.
The day dragged, a no-show buyer, a trade-in lemon that smoked like a chimney. By lunch, the anonymous email went out, tips to the Milford Gazette about irregularities at Milford Motors. I used a VPN. Untraceable. Afternoon exploded. A reporter called, brash kid named Riley from the paper. MS. Hayes. Sources say you're blowing the whistle on fraud here. Care to comment. Lena's face drained as I took the call in the office. Door cracked. No comment, I said smoothly. But transparency's key in this business. Hung up. Met her eyes. What was that? Nothing. Her laugh was forced. Jake burst in minutes later. Thunderous. Dad's pissed, cops sniffing around a VIN swap from last year. Vernon's empire cracking at the edges. I feigned shock. That's bad. We should audit everything. That night, alone, I toasted to the first fracture. But doubt crept in. What if I became the monster? Exposing them meant collateral, jobs lost, families hurt. Milford thrived on this lot. My revenge could gut the town. Controversial? Hell yes. But they'd killed me. Mercy was for the dead. Week blurred into strategy. I dated Jake harder, stolen moments in his truck, whispering futures over takeout Chinese, while feeding Lena breadcrumbs of doubt. Jake's been weird.
Right?
Late nights in the garage. Her eyes sharpened. Jealousy was her kryptonite. Meanwhile, I charmed Vernon, the old bull, with sales pitches laced with subtle digs.
Boss.
Those offshore vendors, tax write-offs. His laugh boomed, but suspicion flickered. The first real pushback came on a humid Friday. A buyer, a burly vet named Tom, tester of a Tahoe, haggled hard. Lena closed it, but I overheard the whisper. Odometers rolled back 20K. But shuh. Tom's face soured, he walked. Later, in the lot's dim underbelly, she cornered me by the chain link. You're fucking with my commissions. Back off.
Or
what?
Len?
You'll frame me like last time? The words slipped. A test balloon. Her face paled. Genuine shock. What the hell does that mean? I backpedaled. Heart hammering.
Joke.
Bad day. But the seed planted. Jake sensed the rift that weekend. We drove to the lake, Eagles Point, where kids skipped stones and couples parked for privacy. His hand in mine felt like shackles.
Tay, talk to me.
You're distant. Rain pattered the windshield as we fogged the glass. I turned, eyes locking his. Do you love me?
Jake?
Really? His nod was fervent, but I saw the flicker calculation. We made love in the cab, urgent and raw, my mind cataloging every scar, every gasp. Afterward, tangled in his flannel, I whispered, what if we left this place, started fresh? His body stiffened. With what money? Dad's got us locked. Bingo. The scam was their chain. Monday brought heat, literal and figurative. The Gazette ran a piece. Used car lot under scrutiny for mileage fraud. Anonymous source quoted. It's systemic. From the top. Phones rang off the hook. Cancellations piled up. Vernon stormed the office. Face purple as a bruise. Who the fuck talked? Fingers pointed me. For my honesty spiel. Jake defended. Arm around me. But his grip bruised. Lena? Silent.
Seething.
That night, I met Riley the reporter at a dive bar. O'Malley's. All neon and regret. Off record first, I said, nursing a Bud Light. He nodded.
Eager.
I spilled enough. Dates. Account numbers. Without naming names. Print what sticks. Protect the little guy. His eyes gleamed, Pulitzer bait. As I left, phone buzzed Jake.
Where are you?
Lena says you bailed on girls' night. Lie detector activated. The fallout hit like a nor'easter. Sales tanked 40%. Layoffs loomed. Vernon called a meeting in the showroom. Under a banner proclaiming, honest deals since '82. Hypocrite. We're cleaning house, he growled. No more shortcuts. But his eyes on me screamed accusation. After, Jake pulled me aside in the parts room. Shelves of filters and fury.
Tay.
Level with me. You tipped the paper? His voice cracked. Hurt pup routine. I met his gaze. Steel for steel. Would I do that to us? He searched, then crushed me close. Never doubt you.
Babe.
Lena wasn't buying it. She texted at midnight. We need to talk. Coffee. 6 a.m. Your place. Trap or fracture? I agreed. Sleeping with a knife under the pillow. Paranoia from the poisoning flashbacks. Dawn broke gray. Coffee brewing as she arrived. Tracksuit and tension. Taylor. This is bad. Feds could come. Jake's freaking. I poured. Casual. Then we fight it. Expose the real crooks. Her cup trembled. What if we did more? Take a cut. Run. The serpent uncoiled. Greed over loyalty. You mean steal from thieves? She nodded. Eyes alight. Split 3 ways. You're in or out.
In.
But on my terms. Prove it. Show me the books tonight. She bit, hook set. The day dragged. Rain mirroring my mood. A walk-in wanted a beater Ford. I upsold a certified one. Clean history. Commission a small win. Jake worked late. Fixing brakes, irony thick as oil. Evening. Lena snuck in after close. Laptop in tow. We huddled in my apartment. Screens glowing accusations. Transfers. Falsified logs.
See?
Dad's dipping deep, she whispered. Lie, Vernon was the front. Jake coded the shells. I nodded, feigning awe. We need leverage. Record him. Her smile twisted. Smart. But if you screw us. Threat veiled. I laughed it off. But inside. Timelines shifted. This life. I'd record her. Midnight raid. We tailed Vernon's Cadillac to a strip mall meet, shady accountant in a booth at Denny's. Phone mic hidden in my purse. I captured it all. Launder the next batch through the church fund. Vernon's chuckle.
Oily.
Lena fidgeted beside me in the car. Jake's truck idling blocks away, our lookout. Unwitting pawn. Back home. I shared the file, edited. Her whispers clipped out. This buries them. Her relief was palpable. Partners now. I nodded, sealing the pact with a hug that hid my revulsion. But sleep evaded. Ethics nod. Was I saving Milford or dooming it? Controversial calls loomed. Go public. Risk innocence jobs. Or play deeper. Become the villain? Revenge tasted sweet. But the afterburn? Unknown. Week 3. The pot boiled. Feds knocked. 2 suits in sensible sedans. Badges flashing. MS. Hayes. We'd like to chat about Milford Motors. Heart in throat. I invited them to the office. Lena hovering like a vulture. Jake, garage-bound. Avoiding eyes. They grilled gentle. Tips. Discrepancies. I played straight arrow. I've seen odd numbers.
Yes.
Happy to provide records. Vernon's face from the window. Thundercloud. The agents left with a thumb drive, my curated evidence, pointing fingers at management vaguely. Lena cornered me post-interview. You ratted? Hysteria edged her voice. Helped. We're in this together.
Lie.
She bought it. Barely. That night, Jake exploded. We fought in his trailer. Beer cans flying. Voices raw. Dad thinks it's you.
Tay.
After everything. I shoved back. Tear's strategic. Everything? Like ignoring the scams? I love you. But this place is poison. He crumpled. Apologies tumbling. We reconciled on the couch. Bodies colliding in desperate fury. Sex as salve. but my mind plotted. In the afterglow, he confessed fragments. Dad's desperate. Talking cuts. Maybe selling out. Vulnerable.
Perfect.
Next day. Escalation. I leaked to Riley. Vernon's Denny's meat. Audio scrubbed clean. Gazette front page. Dealership owner in money laundering probe. Chaos erupted. Buyers fleeing. Suppliers calling debts. Vernon fired 2 mechanics. Whispers of more. Lena cracked first, cornering me in the ladies. This is on you. Jake's a wreck, says you're changing. Changing? Or waking up? My voice low. Lethal. You think I don't know about the frame job you two planned? The poison in my cup. Brakes on my car? Her eyes bulged. Denial sputtering. You're crazy. I cut her. Am I? Check your burner phone logs.
Len.
Or Jake's search history. Untraceable car sabotage. She staggered back. Makeup cracking. How? Fracture complete. She bolted. Tears streaming. Evening brought the storm. Jake texted, trailer.
Now.
I went armed, pepper spray in pocket. Recorder live. He paced. Wild-eyed. Bourbon bottle half empty. Lena's losing it, says you know too much. His hands shook as he grabbed my arms. Tell me you didn't start this. I wrenched free. Voice ice. Start it? You ended me.
Jake.
That crash? Your hands all over it. His face crumpled. Then hardened, mask slipping. What the fuck are you on about? Last life. You and her. Framed me. Poisoned me. Cut the lines. I died screaming your name. Hysteria? No. Truth. Raw and ragged. He laughed. Disbelieving. Then lunged rage. Not romance. I dodged. Spray hissing. He coughed. Blinded. Collapsing. Monster. I whispered. Dialing 911 anonymous. Assault in progress. Cops hauled him. Lena arriving mid-cuff. Wailing innocence. Vernon, watching from the porch. Face ashen. The lot lights flickered like dying stars. But the real twist brewed. As sirens wailed. My phone buzzed. Burner. Unknown, you think it's over? Check the safe. V. Vernon's play. I slipped away. Heart pounding. To the office. Combination. His wedding date. Inside. Not cash. But files, my files. Forged docs. Dated pre-tip. Painting me as the architect. Backup frame. His insurance. Controversy peaked. Do I burn them? Frame him back. Or expose all?
Take the town down?
Revenge or redemption? The safe's contents burned in my sink that night. Ashes swirling down the drain like absolved sins. Dawn broke, clear. The lot eerily quiet, yellow tape fluttering where Jake's truck sat impounded. Lena had vanished. Taillights southbound on I-71. Her yoga-toned frame fleeing to who knows where. Probably Miami with a suitcase of pilfered cash. Vernon Harlan stood by the office door. Suit rumpled. Eyes hollowed like a gutted fish. Taylor, he rasped. Voice gravel from a night of scotch and schemes. You win. Buy me out. I cross my arms, heels sinking into the dew-slick gravel. The American dream's underbelly laid bare under a sky too blue for betrayals. Win? This town's bleeding. Vern. Jobs gone. Families scrambling. Your greed did that. He flinched. The silver fox defanged. And for a heartbeat, Pity stirred, old man clinging to his empire, built on lies like so many before him. But pity was a luxury for the living. I was on borrowed time. Feds will be back, I said, voice steady as the Route 23 traffic humming past. Your son's in holding. Lena's ghosting. Sign it over.
Clean.
I'll run this place right, no more rollbacks. No shells. Or I hit send on the full audio. My thumb hovered over the phone. The unedited Denny's tape cued to Riley. His nod was defeat. Pen scratching transfer papers on the hood of a '98 Escort. Milford Motors. Mine by noon. Controversial? Hell. Acquiring a fraud-riddled lot mid-scandal screamed, white-collar vigilante. Locals would whisper, that Hayes girl took it all. But whispers beat silence. The cops released Jake by evening. Assault charges dropped. My self-defense story airtight. Pepper spray legal as apple pie. He showed at the lot gates as I inventoried the damage. Half the inventory tagged for recall. Buyers suing left and right. Rain started again. Fat drops blurring his silhouette. What the fuck happened last night? His voice broke. Mascara-streaked fury from a sobbed confession to the judge. I stepped under the awning. Arms crossed. Truth happened.
Jake.
The crash. The lies, I remembered. He staggered closer. Hands outstretched like a penitent. I didn't. Lena pushed. Said you'd ruin us if you talked. The poison was a warning. Breaks. Panic. Tears mixed with rain. Washing the grease from his soul. I loved you.
Swear.
Still do. Love. Twisted. Toxic. But real in his fractured way. The twist hit then. Gut deep. In my first death. His grief at the funeral wasn't dry-eyed deceit. It was shattered. The dimples gone forever. He'd unraveled after. Drinking himself into a ditch. Lot crumbling without my fire. Lena? She'd cashed the scam. Fled to Cabo. Untethered.
Me?
The ghost haunting their regret. Controversy called. Forgive. Rebuild with him? Or cut clean? Let the wreckage stand? I chose middle ground. American as compromise. Prove it. Work the lot, honest hours. No shadows. One slip. You're gone. His nod was fervent. Hands clasping mine, calluses familiar.
But now?
Potential ally in the rebuild. Weeks blurred into overhaul. I hired a forensic accountant, sharp Latina from Cleveland, Maria from that Accord sale digging out the rot. Refunds issued. Vince verified. The Gazette ran follow-ups. New owner vows transparency at Milford Motors. Sales ticked up. Cautious optimists returning for Hayes-certified badges. Jake toiled in the bays. Sleeves rolled. Teaching apprentices straight ethics over beers after close. No romance reignited. Not yet, but sparks flickered. Tentative as fireflies. Lena's trail went cold in Florida. A postcard arriving one muggy July morn. Sorry didn't stick. Keep the cut, it's clean now. Enclosed, a thumb drive. Full ledgers. Her white flag. I forwarded it to the feds anonymous. Closing her loop without a trace. Vernon? Retired to a condo in Florida. Golfing ghosts. Occasional calls gruff with unsolicited advice. You're tougher than me? Kid. Grudging respect. The closest to apology. By fall. The lot thrived, expanded to EVs. Community events with free oil changes for vets. Tom, the burly buyer, returned, upgrading to a hybrid. Clapping my shoulder. Knew you had it in ya. Jake and I. Dinners turned dates. Laughter edging out old scars. One crisp October night, under the floodlights, he knelt by a restored Mustang, the one we'd fixed together pre-betrayal. Second chances.
Tay.
Marry me. Ring simple. Silver band etched with eagles, his ink. Our history.
I said yes.
The twist full circle. Revenge, not destruction, but reclamation. Milford breathed easier. My second life a testament, betrayal's blade dulled by time, turned plowshare. But in quiet moments, bourbon in hand, I traced the ghost scar on my neck from the crash that wasn't. Forgiveness? Partial. Vigilance eternal. In America, the hustle never sleeps. Yet as wedding bells loomed, small ceremony at Eagle's Point, lake lapping like applause, a final envelope slid under my door. No postmark. Inside, photo. Faded me. Lena. Jake at prom. Grins unscarred. Scribbled back. We all die own once. Don't waste it. And signed. Vernon's hand? Or Lena's ghost? Paranoia prickled. But I burned it. Ashes to wind. Happy? Close enough. In this land of reinvention, I'd forged mine from wreckage. And if shadows stirred, I'd face them head-on, heels clicking, heart armored. The lot's lights burned bright, serving no one first, equality in every deal. The wedding was a shotgun affair, Milford style, backyard of the lake house Jake's uncle owned, folding chairs on crabgrass, grill smoke mingling with bug spray under string lights. 50 souls showed, lot crew in polos. Maria, the accountant, toasting with Rose. Even Riley, the reporter. Notebooks swapped for a beer. I walked the aisle in boots and lace. Auburn hair loose. No veil to hide the fire in my eyes. Jake waited, clean-shaven, suit hugging his frame like it owed him money, that dimple flashing as vows exchanged, in sickness,
Health.
and whatever bullshit life throws. Laughter rippled. We'd scripted it raw. No frills. Vows sealed with a kiss that tasted of redemption, salt and sweet. His hand steady on my waist. No tremor of sabotage. The twist lingered, though, as cake cut, sheet pan chocolate. Lena's old recipe. Irony baked in. My burner buzzed. Text congrats. Watch the brakes. Unknown number. Heart stuttered. Prank? Or unfinished business? I pocketed it. Smile fixed. Dancing with Jake to some twangy playlist. His breath warm on my neck. Mrs. Harlan Hayes. Sounds like trouble. I laughed, but scanned the crowd. Vernon nursing a highball by the cooler. Eyes distant, no Lena. But her absence screamed. Honeymoon? Drive to the Smokies. His F-250 loaded with coolers and ghosts. Winding roads tested trust. Every curve a flashback to that fatal skid. You good? He asked at a overlook. Vista sprawling like forgiveness. I nodded, gripping the rail. Learning to let go. We hiked. Made love in a cabin with pine scent and creaking floors. Bodies sinking like pistons true. But sleep brought dreams, blood on asphalt. Lena's laugh echoing. Woke sweating. His arm heavy, anchor or chain. Back to Milford. Reality bit. The lot boomed, holiday rush. Black Friday flipping trucks like hotcakes. I ran it lean. Ethics, training mandatory. Bonuses for clean closes. Jake headed service, his crew swearing by his noble fixes. Vernon popped in weekly, consulting gratis. His gruff tips gold on inventory. Life normalized. But the text nod. I traced it. Burner. Ditched in a Toledo Walmart. Dead end. Paranoia? Or premonition? December chill brought the first real test. A high roller pulled in. Slick suit. Bentley trade-in. Eyeing our top-line Escalade. Name. Harlan, distant cousin. Or so he claimed. But the eyes matched Vernon's. Sharp as a switched VIN. Family discount, he smirked, haggling like a shark. I closed it clean, full disclosure. Premium price. After. He lingered. Card slipping across the hood. Cousin Vernon says hello. And watch your back. Old scores settle slow. Ice in veins. Jake overheard. Face darkening.
Who the hell?
I waved it off. But that night, we fought. Old rifts reopening. You still think I'm the villain? He yelled. Pacing our new place, a split level off Route 23. Mortgage my commission blood. That text. The cousin, it's fallout.
Tay.
From your revenge. My laugh bitter. My revenge? You cut the brakes. Jake. He deflated. Sinking to the couch. Panic. Lena's idea. I chickened, tried to fix him that night. But you drove off raging. New detail. Twist on twist. He'd sabotaged half-hearted. Remorse gnawing even then. Loved you too much to let it stick. But too weak to stop her. Tears tracked his stubble. I softened. Kneeling. Then help me end it. We did, hired a PI. Grizzled ex-cop named Ruiz. Digging Vernon's fringes. Turns out, the scam ran deeper. Not just odometers, but ties to chop shops across state lines. Muscle from Detroit enforcing debts. The cousin? Enforcer. Low level. Lena? Spotted in Key West. Waitressing at a tiki bar. Alias Lenny Cart. No threat. Just surviving. Vernon? Cleanish now. But old ledgers hinted at bodies metaphorical. Maybe a rival disappeared in the 90s. New Year's Eve. Lot party under tents. Fireworks popping like gunfire. I toasted the crew. To honest smiles and second chances. Cheers drowned out. Jake's arm warm. But midnight kiss cut short. Ruiz called. Boss. Got a hit. Lena's not fleeing, she's plotting. Wired money to a hitter. Your name on it. The world tilted. Confetti mocking. Controversy roared back. Confront her. Risk escalation? Or bait? Trap like she tried me? I chose bait. American ingenuity staged a vulnerable routine. Solo drives in the old Chevy. Restored by Jake's hands. Routes predictable. Valentine loomed. I planned a girls' trip, fake. To Key West. Reconnect. Invite via anonymous drop. She bit. Email, miss you too.
Tay.
Let's bury hatchets. Beach House. February 14th. Jake protested. Too dangerous. But I went. Him and Ruiz tailing discreet. Florida heat slapped like accusation. Palm fronds whispering secrets. The house. Stilted. Ocean view. Rented under her alias. She waited on the deck. Sundress fluttering. Blonde grown out. Eyes wary but wet.
Tay. God.
You look good. Hug, tentative. Her frame thinner. Hollowed by flight. We talked hours, wine flowing. Sun dipping. I was scared, she confessed. Voice small. Vernon threatened us all. Jake folded, I pushed. The poison? Meant to scare. Not kill. Lies layered. But cracks showed, guilt etching her laugh lines. Forgive. I nodded, recorder hidden in my bra, capturing every syllable. Water under the bridge. Partners again. Night fell. Stars pricking the void. She poured more Pinot, hand shaking. One thing, the hitter?
Bluff.
To draw you out. Apologize proper. Half-truth. Ruiz confirmed the wire. But to a ghost account. Motive? Absolution. Or one last play. Dawn brought the trap spring. Jake burst in, feigned rage. You bitch. Ruiz cuffing her as she spilled. Wait. It was Vernon's order, the crash. All of it. He framed you to silence the tip. Used us as pawns. Twist on twist. Patriarch puppet master. Kids his disposable blades. Audio gold. Feds en route via my tip. Lena crumpled.
Sobbing.
I loved you.
Tay.
Like a sister. I knelt. Hand on her shoulder, mercy's edge. Then testify. Clean slate. She nodded. Chains metaphorical for now. Back in Milford. Spring thawed the freeze. Vernon arrested. White-collar cell awaiting. Empire seized. The lot? I rebranded. Hayes Auto. Ethical beacon. Jake proposed expansion. EV charging station. Community hub. Our marriage? Rockier. But rooted, therapy sessions unpacking the wreckage. Nights mending with touch. But the final controversy brewed in summer heat. Pregnant, blue line shocking. Joy laced with fear. A Harlan Hayes, Jake grinned, hand on my belly. Yet dreams persisted. Blood. Betrayals echo. Was it over? Or birthing new cycles? Labor hit in September blaze. Hospital lights blurring to lot fluorescence. Boy, blue-eyed like his dad. Fists tiny warriors. Named him Miles, irony intentional. As I held him, Vernon's letter arrived via lawyer. Grandpa's legacy? Don't let it poison him. I took the fall. Full confession taped. Free and clear. Enclosed. Deed to a trust. Clean millions from liquidated assets. Twist ultimate. Vernon's sacrifice? Or ploy for legacy? I burned the letter. Focused on the now family. Lot thriving. Milford mending. Revenge? Not ashes. But phoenix. Controversial choices forged it. Mercy over massacre. Love over loathing. In America, second lives demand bold bets. Yet as autumn leaves fell, a postcard from Key West, Aunt Lenny says hi to the kid.
Clean now.
Lena, paroled early on testimony. Starting over. Circle closed. Or coiled. A happy ending? As close as this hustle allows. I'd watch the breaks. Always. But for miles, I'd drive straight, full speed ahead. 2 years flew, like flawed mileage, the lot's odometer spinning faster than expected. Hayes Auto wasn't just surviving, it was the pulse of Milford, solar-powered lot lights. Partnerships with local mechanics for apprenticeships. Even a food truck rally on weekends drawing crowds from Columbus. I ran it from a corner office now. Belly swelling with number 2. A girl if the kicks hinted right. Jake, promoted to GM. His grease monkey days traded for spreadsheets. That dimple now a trademark in our ads. Trust the Harlan Hayes guarantee. We'd patched the cracks, counseling twice monthly. Date nights at O'Malley's with trivia and tequila. But scars itch like phantom breaks. Miles toddled the showroom at 18 months. Sticky fingers on sedans. Babbling vroom to clients who cooed over him like he was the real sale. Future closer. Jaked joke, scooping him up. But beneath the domestic bliss, vigilance hummed, a low idol, never off. Vernon's trial wrapped quick. Plea deal. 10 years white collar in a club fed, his confession burying the scam deeper than my old grave. Lena? Community service in Florida. Blogging redemption from a conch-shell cottage. Ironic influencer. Hawking essential oils and betrayal recovery courses. We'd exchanged emails. Cautious olive branches. Proud of you.
Tay.
Little one's a spitfire? I'd reply neutral. Walls high. The controversy simmered low until the audit. Fall rains lashed as Maria, now CFO. Sharp as ever, flagged it. Discrepancies in the new EV line. Not fraud, but sloppy sourcing, batteries from a supplier with iffy labor practices. Whispers of overseas sweatshops. Ethical breach, she said. Glasses perched. Fix or fold. Dilemma nod. Cut ties. Hike prices 15%. Risk holiday slump? Or ride it? Keep jobs flowing? American capitalism's tightrope. Profit or principle? I chose principle. Controversial as firing family. Called the supplier. Demanded audits, they balked. Contract voided. Press release. Hayes Auto prioritizes people over parts. Backlash hit. Competitors smeared us as woke overreach. Locals grumbled at sticker shock. Jake fumed in bed that night. Rain drumming. You're tanking us.
Tay.
For what? Virtue points. His voice rose. Old rages echoing. Miles stirred in the nursery. I hushed him, glaring. For not becoming them. Your dad. Lena, greed's grave. We stopped the cycle. He stormed out. Truck peeling gravel. Dawn brought apology texts. Sorry. Scared of losing it all. I forgave. But fracture widened. Trust's tires balled. Winter brought the storm. Anonymous tips flooded. Check the books. Harlan blood runs dirty. Ruiz dug. Unearthing Jake's side hustle. Small. Kickbacks from a parts vendor. Just padding for the kids. My gut twisted. History rhymed. Confrontation in the garage. Oil scent thick as deceit. How long? I demanded. Voice steel. He wilted. Tools clattering. 6 months. Temptation. Dad's shadow. Tears. Promises. End it now. Controversy peaked. Report him. Dissolve the marriage? Or cover? Coach him clean? I chose coach, risky.
Raw.
Wired the vendor myself. Feds tipped anonymous. No charges, but warning shot. Jake quit the GM gig. Back to Bays. Earn trust the hard way. Humble pie suited him. Shoulders broader from labor. Spring thawed personal ice. Baby girl arrived, Evelyn. After my mom. Eyes green like mine. Holding her. Hospital haze. Jake whispered. We're good. Right? I nodded. But the burner buzzed again. Same ghost number. Family's curse. Break it or bury it. Chills. Traced to a payphone in Milford proper. Local? Summer heatwave amplified tensions. Lots sales sizzled. But a rival, big rig dealership across town, slashed prices. Ad sniping. No drama. Just deals, unlike Hayes. Whispers spread. She's too soft. Feminist bullshit. Board meeting, advisors now. Maria leading, urged retaliation. Undercut M dirty. I refused. Launching instead a Truth in Transport campaign, free VIN checks townwide, exposing their rollbacks. Bold. Ballsy stole their thunder. Customers flipping. Jake shone there, manning the booth at the county fair. Miles on his hip, demoing scanners.
See?
Clean as your conscience, he'd quip. Laughter bridged gaps, nights. We'd collapse tangled. Evelyn cooing between. Intimacy rebuilt. Slow burn like a rebuilt engine. But the twist coiled tighter. August scorcher. Ruiz called frantic. Lena's in town. Motels booked. Asking about you.
Why?
Blog hinted, facing demons head-on. I met her at a neutral spot, Dairy Queen. Ironic innocence. Blizzards melting fast as trust. She looked road-worn. Highlights faded. Laugh lines etched.
Tay.
Needed closure. The kid Miles? Saw pics online. Beautiful. Awkward chit-chat turned tide. Vernon's letters from prison, says Jake's weak link. Watch him. Paranoia gift? Or poison? Why tell me? Her eyes welled. Redeem. I ghosted the hitter. My bluff, but Vernon's got reach. Old crew sniffing. Validation hit like validation. Hugs goodbye. But I tailed her exit straight to our lot, chatting Jake in the bays. Jealousy flared? Or warning? Eavesdropped. Tell her to ease up. Family first.
His nod guilty.
Fracture? Fall harvest moon brought climax. Rival sabotage. Slashed tires on our fleet. Graffiti, haze lies. Cops shrugged. Kids. But Ruiz linked to Big Rig's nephew.
Retaliate?
I chose lawfare. Sue for damages. Evidence airtight. Press frenzy. Used car wars. Ethics versus Empire. Milford divided. Picketers at both lots. My side chanting fair fares. Jake cracked under pressure. Confession oversighter at the fair. Talked to Lena. Slipped. Told her about the kickbacks. She pushed. Handle it like old times. Betrayals echo. But he named it. I shut her down.
Choose you.
Proof? He wore a wire next meet, Lena at O'Malley's. Plotting anonymous smear on our ethics push. Feds waited outside. Bust clean. Conspiracy charge. Twist, Lena's motive? Not hate. But desperation. Vernon's prison orders. Puppeteering for parole leverage. Get dirt on Hayes. Discredit the whistleblower legacy, his notes read. She flipped. Full testimony trading for immunity. Vernon? Solitary. Empire dust. Winter quieted storms. Lot won the suit. Rivals folding branches. Jake and I renewed vows, small. Lakeside. Kids flower girl and ring bearer. No more shadows, we swore. Happy? Hard one. Vigilant. But as snow fell, a final postcard broke the curse. V from prison. Stamped love. Forgiveness, fragile peace. 5 years in. Hayes Auto was legend. Franchise whispers from Akron to Indy. My face on billboards. Taylor Hayes. Miles of trust. Milford bloomed around it. Community center funded by profits. Scholarship for trade school kids. Home life. Solid oak. Jake wrenching less. Teaching more at the VO Tech. Miles in Little League. Evelyn ballet whirling chaos. We'd birthed normalcy from nightmare. Therapy scars faded to faint lines. Lena? Distant auntie. Emails sporadic. Her blog pivoting to true crime survivor tales, ours anonymized. Of course. Vernon? Paroled early on good behavior. Florida Gulf exile. Weekly calls to Miles. Grandpa's tall tales. Voice crackling with regret. The idol cracked on a muggy June dawn. Alarm blared, lot fire. Garage bay engulfed. Sirens wailed as I sped over. Robe flapping. Jake already hosing flames. Arson. Chief said, accelerant trail from the EV chargers. Loss, $500,000. Insurance nightmare. But the note pinned to my office door. Second chances end.
Pay up or burn.
Extortion. Old scam echo. Vernon's syndicate ghosts. Ruiz. Grayer but game. Traced the accelerant. Cheap gas from big rigs pumps. Rival reborn under new ownership. Cousin's shadow. Controversy brewed. Go public. Scare investors? Or private eye? Vigilante redux? I chose eyes. Hired hackers ethical. Tracing digital breadcrumbs to a dark web drop. Demands for $200K. Wired or family hurts. Jake raged. Let me handle. Old crew contacts. No, trust's test. We do it clean. Wire the cash. GPS tagged. Feds waited at the dead drop. A storm drain off Route 23. Bust. Low-life tweaker. Hired gun for the cousin. Interrogation spilled. Harlan Sr. Greenlit. Finish what I started. Vernon's reach. From bunk to blaze. Confrontation loomed. I flew south. Belly no barrier, third on the way. Kicking fury. His condo, palm shrouded. Ocean hum mocking. He answered in golf slacks. Face lined like old vinyl. Taylor. Knew you'd come. No denial. Just bourbon poured. 2 glasses. The fire? Message. Lots mine by blood. Jake's birthright. Blood. I spat. Hand on swell. You spilled mine framed. Poisoned.
Crashed. His laugh wheezed.
Exaggeration. Needed silencing. You were loud. Confession flowed. Tape rolling in my purse. Scam origins in '08 crash. Bailouts laundered through cars. Lena? Weak link. Jake? My remake. Twist. He'd groomed the betrayal. Kids, unwitting tools. Parole condition. Stay clean. But legacy calls. I stood. Voice thunder. Legacy's ash. Testify, full syndicate map, or feds get the tape. His eyes gleamed, gambit. Or I walk. You burn. Standoff. AC humming tension. Phone buzzed, Jake. Drop secured. They're singing. Checkmate. Vernon sagged. Signing waiver for extradition. For the grandkids. Clean break. Back north. Arrests rippled. Cousin cuffed. Syndicate crumbling like dry rot. Press hailed. Hayes Empire strikes back. Arson plot foiled. Lot rebuilt bigger. Fire sale irony boosting sales.
Jake?
Hero in the hoses. Our bond forged hotter. Fall brought harvest of peace. Baby boy. Logan. Colic cries sinking with leaf rustles. Holidays glowed. Tree trimming with kids. Vernon's gifts arriving. Books on ethics.
And signed.
Lena visited. Tentative. Thanksgiving pie. Stories sanitized. Family's messy, she said. Hugging Evelyn. Forgiveness?
Thawed.
Not forgotten. But controversy's embers glowed. Winter board meeting. Expansion bid, chained to Detroit. Big money. But urban underbelly risky. Chop shops. Old ties. Temptation, Maria warned. Jake lobbied. We sanitize, ethical audits. I greenlit. Controversial leap, scaling the beast we'd slain. Spring 2030. Ground broke on Hayes, Detroit. Skeptics sneered, Rust Belt redemption or repeat. We proved, jobs for ex-cons. Transparent supply. Jake oversaw. Miles interning summers, 13. All lanky limbs and questions. Dad says you saved us. Mom. Heart swell. Cycle broken? Twist surfaced in summer swelter. Anonymous file dropped. USB in mail. Vernon's insurance. Docs framing me as silent partner in the old scam. Payoffs hidden. Motive? Parole revocation revenge? Or posthumous ploy? Dead 2 years, cancer. Quiet exit. Obit noting businessman. Ghost from grave. Ethics war. Bury it. Risk leak? Or expose? Audit self? Chose expose, internal review.
Clean bill.
But headlines. Hayes probes past ties. Trust dipped. Stock, we gone public, wobbled. Jake stood firm. Transparency's our brand. Rally cry. Climax crash Labor Day weekend. Rival remnants, big rig remnants, staged a protest at Detroit groundbreaking, pickets claiming corporate greed. Infiltrators slipped in, sabotaging podium mic, wired to blow. Shrapnel special. Jake spotted. Tackled the tech, shrapnel grazed. Hospital haze. For you, he rasped. Stitched and stubborn. Feds swept. Syndicate stubs jailed. By speech went on. Voice amplified. We build from ruins, not revenge, but resolve. Applause thundered. Hayes rose phoenix strong. Fall quieted to reflection. Logan babbled. Evelyn danced. Miles drove his first shift supervised. Spotless. Lena, godmother now. Visits warming. Vernon's grave? We left flowers once. Closures nod. Controversy? Fuel for fire. In America's grind, we'd turned betrayal's blade to bridge, crossing chasms, one ethical mile at a time. A decade etched deeper. Hayes Auto a behemoth, 50 locations. Electric fleet dominant. Taylor Hayes synonymous with green wheels. Clean deals. Milford HQ? Museum piece. Tour buses gawking at the Phoenix lot plaque, from ashes to asphalt, founded on second chances. Home? Sprawling ranch on lake's edge. Kids grown. Miles college-bound engineer. Evelyn theater firebrand. Logan mischief incarnate. Jake and I, silver-threaded. Hands clasped over coffee. Wrinkles mapping battles won. Therapy? Annual tune-up. Keeping pistons true. Lena integrated VP outreach. Her redemption arc genuine. Blog morphed to podcast. Betrayed to boss. Holidays? Full table. Her toast slurring sentiment. Tete, sister, I almost lost. Forgiveness full. Scars souvenirs. The final controversy brewed slow. Like overheating radiator. Anonymous bid. Conglomerate buyout. Billions on table. Exit to ease. Retire to lectures and grandkids. Board pushed. Cash out. Secure legacy. Jake demurred. Sell soul. Dilemma. Empire's gravity. Or freedom's pull. Vernon's echo whispered his letters. Archived. Don't cling.
I did.
Lena weighed. You've built enough. Kids voted split. Miles practical. Take it. Mom. Evelyn idealistic. Fight the core. Decision weekend. Lakeside retreat. Esmores and stars. Jake's voice low. Remember the crash? That fire? We rose, cause we held ground. A heart tugged, controversial hold. Risking antitrust suits. Market crashes. Buyout rejected. Press storm. Hayes defies dollars, stays independent. Stocks soared on sentiment. Rivals quaked. But twist lurked. Bitter CEO? Lena's ex, scam survivor turned shark. Grudge fueled. Personal, he sneered in call. Your revenge ruined me. Confrontation. Boardroom summit. Glass walls reflecting resolve. Ruined? You profited off pain. His laugh cold. Vernon's game. I just played. Revelation. He'd bankrolled the old syndicate. Vernon's silent partner. Evidence? His own leaks, egos slip. Fed circled. He folded. Merger off. Indictments flying. Legacy purified. Haze unbowed. Climax crested Millennium Eve. Wait.
No.
2040 New Year's. Lot Gala under drones, lighting sky. Speech. From betrayal's grave. We drove forward. Revenge? Not end. But engine. Cheers. Confetti. Jake's kiss, salt-laced pride. After? Semi-retire. Advisory. Philanthropy. Scholarships for wronged whistleblowers.
Jake? Tinkerer.
Restoring classics for charity auctions. Kids Sword. Miles Green Tech Startup. Evelyn Equity Plays. Logan? Lot Legacy. Apprenticed under Lena. Twist finale. Attic clean-out unearthed my old Chevy, restored. Keys in ignition. Note taped. One last drive. Jake's gift. Full circle. We took it.
Top down.
Wind whipping ghosts away. Lake Road curved gentle, no skids. Just speed. Happy? Hell yes, earned. Unapologetic. In America's endless highway, we'd outrun the rear view. Headlights on the horizon. Betrayal's fuel burned out. Ours? Infinite.